This is everything. This is North Texas. This is our home. So let me tell you something. You think your city has sports rivalries? You think you know what passion is? You don't know a thing. In Dallas-Fort Worth, it ain't just a game. It's pride. It's history. It is about looking your neighbor in the eye for 365 days and knowing you own the bragging rights. And these 5 rivalries, they're the reason why. We are talking about a legendary college football showdown that will put a damper on your Thanksgiving and determine which side of the Red River Showdown gets to hold the bragging rights for the next 365 days. These are the 5 greatest rivalries in the heart of Texas, and they're the reason why. No. 5. The I-45 Showdown. Dallas Mavericks vs. Houston Rockets. Now listen to me. This ain't just basketball. This is a battle for the soul of Texas. Two massive, powerful cities that can't stand each other, constantly trying to one-up the other. That 250-mile stretch of highway. On game day, it's a warpath. When the Mavericks crashed the NBA party in 1980, the Rockets were there to greet them, winning all 6 games that first season just to let them know who was boss. But it didn't take long for the Mavs to start throwing punches back. They've met 3 times in the playoffs, and every series just adds more fuel to the fire. In 2005, Houston went up to 2-0, and everyone thought it was over. But then Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavs came storming back to win in 7. Absolutely epic. Then Houston got their revenge in 2015, but that's what makes it great. And the off-court drama. Oh, it's petty. When Houston's own Chandler Parsons took that big money to go to Dallas, Houston fans saw it as the ultimate betrayal, a stab in the back. This rivalry is just like the cities themselves, to Texas Titans, who are always fighting for the top spot. And when they face off, you better believe all of Texas is watching. No. 4. The Lone Star Showdown. Texas Longhorns vs. Texas A&M Aggies. All right, now I know what you're thinking. Stephen A., what are you doing? Texas and A&M ain't in DFW. And you'd be right. But you'd also be wrong. Dead wrong. Because you cannot tell the story of DFW sports without the Longhorns and the Aggies. DFW is the battleground for this rivalry. Dallas is corporate. It's all hook 'em horns. Fort Worth. That's Aggie country, through and through. When they play, DFW becomes a war zone. This is one of the oldest, most bitter rivalries in the entire country, going all the way back to the 1890s. This rivalry is so vicious, the Aggies have a fight song about sawing the horns off the Longhorn. That's not a rivalry, that is deep-seated hatred. And don't get it twisted. That hate is just as real on the basketball court. For decades, these games have been chippy, physical, nasty affairs. Then A&M bolted for the second 2012, and the whole thing went on ice, leaving a huge hole in the heart of Texas sports. But guess what? Texas is coming to the SEC. The rivalry is back. The Lone Star Showdown has been reignited, and DFW is ground zero. No. 3. The Oak Cliff Super Bowl on hardwood. Kimball vs. Carter. No. 3. We're going to the grassroots. To the heart of Dallas. We're talking about the Battle of Oak Cliff, Kimball High School versus Carter High School. Now this is what I'm talking about. This ain't about multi-million-dollar contracts. This is about pride. This is about legacy. This rivalry is so intense. It was born the second Carter High opened its doors in 1965 and took students from Kimball territory. It's been heated ever since. When these to play, the gym is packed, it's loud, it's electric. It's a community event. People who graduated decades ago drive in from all over the state just to be there. The coaches are friends, but for 32 minutes, they absolutely despise each other. When the two teams met in the Class 5A Region Final in February 2025, you couldn't get a seat in that 7,500-seat arena. The place was absolutely rocking. This is pure, raw, basketball passion that the pros could only dream of. This is community. This is history, and it's Texas high school sports at its absolute finest. Mid-Rolta. We are just getting started. If you are feeling the passion, if you agree with my list or you think I'm completely out of my mind, then do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button now and turn on the notifications, because you do not want to miss what is coming next. Trust me. Number 2. The I-35 War. Dallas Mavericks vs. San Antonio Spurs. No. 2. The I-35 War. The Dallas Mavericks versus the San Antonio Spurs. This is heavyweight basketball. This is about as real as it gets. This rivalry is built on legends. It's built on playoff drama. and it's built on a genuine, old-school dislike for one another. It all started with the Mavs' very first game in 1980, a game they won against the Spurs. But it absolutely exploded in the 2000s. We're talking about Dirk Nowitzki versus Tim Duncan, two of the greatest power forwards to ever do it, battling for supremacy 6 different times in the playoffs. In 2003, the Spurs won the Western Conference Finals after Dirk got hurt. A truly heartbreaking moment for Dallas. But 2006, that was Dallas's revenge. They went into San Antonio for Game 7, and in one of the greatest playoff series in NBA history. The Mavs won in overtime for their first ever trip to the NBA Finals. An absolute cinematic masterpiece. It was methodical Spurs basketball against the high-powered Mavs offense. And now we have Luka Doncic against Victor Wembanyama. A new generation is about to learn what this hatred is all about. The I-35 rivalry is back, baby. And no. 1. The battle for the Iron Skillet. SMU Mustangs vs. TCU Horned Frogs. And now for the no. 1 spot, the undisputed champion, the single most important, most historic, and most vicious rivalry in all of Dallas-Fort Worth. I'm talking about the battle for the Iron Skillet, SMU versus TCU. Forget everything else. This right here is Dallas versus Fort Worth. Flashy, big money Dallas against gritty, Cowtown Fort Worth. It is literally in the DNA of these two cities to despise one another. And that trophy? An Iron Skillet? The legend says an SMU fan was frying up frog legs before a game and a TCU fan bet him for the skillet right then and there. You can't make this stuff up. The hate is just as real on the basketball court, where they first played in 1919, and have clashed nearly 100 times since. Moody Coliseum and Shalmai Arena become absolute snake pits of hostility. When these two get together, I need you to understand this is local. It has more than a century of bad blood. When they play for that skillet, they are playing for the very soul of their city. It is personal. It is historic. It is, without a doubt, the no. 1 sports rivalry in the Metroplex. That's my list. I know I'm right. But go ahead. Tell me how wrong I am in the comments. I'll be waiting. And don't you dare forget to subscribe because we're just getting started.